Now, here's a young man living in Glasgow, Scotland. Actually, 30, 40 years ago, I used to live near there for about 2 years. But it's interesting. Now, he's in college, actually. He's a guitar player. And I always wanted, gosh, he wanted to make his music, better and more expensive production and things like this, And he didn't have the money to do it. He's a college student. So he went on the internet. And he just needed I think it was like $500, for this, And he went on Kickstarter, one of the fundraising sites, and instead of just $500, man, he got like $700-800, and he just shocked himself that he could go on the internet and get this. And he was saying, gosh, that the things he would have done differently. He said one of the things he would have done differently is worry less about it. I guess he was so worried about it, and the anxiety of the worry of not making it and things like that, and he made it. Actually, he made it in like 1 or 2 weeks. And that's why he was able to get a lot more than he ever did. I mean, so many of us, put roadblocks in our way. In our own mind. I mean, to me, the only thing that stops us from doing anything is us. We're saying, I can't do this because, I don't have enough this, or I can't do that, or whatever. I mean, it's us. It's not people out there scheming every day. Oh, how are we going to stop Lesko? I used to think that when I was younger, that the whole world is putting up roadblocks just because of me, and they're doing it just because there's something against me, and it's not. It's us that are putting in the roadblocks. You are putting in roadblocks for you that you can't do anything. So you don't do it the first time. You fall and pick yourself up and do it again. It's like learning to walk. I mean, anybody's going to learn to walk is going to have to fall down a couple times, I remember when my kids started learning to walk. God, if I help them from falling, I said, don't do that, you're going to fall. They'd learn to walk, right? And I'd be pushing them around in a wheelchair. But no, anything new you're going to do, you have to fail a bunch of times. And that's what it's about. That's how you learn it. You have to. You can't just throw money at the problem. You have to go out and use your legs and figure out how they work and how that works or whatever. And this is what life is all about, us learning and relearning. And now, because we're living long, we have to keep learning. So take the advice from this young fella in college. He's still learning, and he's just starting. So the rest of us have to do that too. Watch. Well, David Devereaux, boy, the jazz bass guitarist extraordinaire out of Scotland. Boy, this is amazing. But more importantly, man, you went on crowdfunding and raised what, £500 to do a new LP, right?
Yeah.
And what I want to share, have you share with people is how you really made that money. What did you have to do? How did you use social media? Because you have to, you don't buy big advertisements anymore to get traffic, and you use social media. Well, did you hire anybody to help you get traffic with social media?
No, not at all. What was surprising though is after starting the project, how many people got in contact with me saying we can help you with your Kickstarter, we can help you with Kickstarter.
Oh.
But my whole reason for doing the Kickstarter in the first place was because I couldn't afford to make it myself. So it just seemed a bit counterproductive to then do the Kickstarter because I needed money to make this, and then pay someone to get.
So they wanted $5,000 for you to raise $1,000, huh? Right?
Yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
So you spent nothing on your publicity or anything like that, just all by yourself. You spent
I just
no out of pocket money.
I didn't spend any money on. I didn't spend any money
at
on
all,
publicizing it or anything. It was just a case because I basically just advertised it on YouTube, my Twitter, my Facebook, everything that I was on, and kind of said to the people that follow me on all these sites, look, I'm trying to make this. If you're interested, come along and do it.
So
it was just a case
it says that you have about 400 friends on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your YouTube channel, I guess you have some subscribers. Was that very many?
I've got about 460 subscribers, and
but
my official.
You made your quota in one day. I mean, you got 300 pounds what you need in one bloody day.
which is so surprising. I didn't think it would be that quick. I was surprised by how generous people were. in terms of like donating, which was pretty amazing. Like,
wow. So now you have all the funds, actually almost twice the amount of funds you need to do your LP or EP, and get your project going. And how did you feel about, now in retrospect, what would you have done more of that you didn't have enough sense to do more of, and what would you have done less of?
I think I would have worried less.
Worried less, really?
Yes,
no
worried
kidding.
less. But like, I think what, in hindsight, what I maybe should have done is been a bit more like, put everything in place first, and then because like after the Kickstarter, that was when I kind of got in contact with the people who said they were going to want to like master it and stuff. Well, I really should have done that beforehand.
I see.
So then I could just say like, or maybe record all the tracks beforehand and just say, well, look, it's already finished. It's just a case of doing it rather than just getting all the funds. And I mean, the songs were all written before I put the Kickstarter out. I just hadn't recorded them.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is I could have maybe been a bit more organized.
Right.
Before
well, I mean, but you weren't sure you're going to get the money, so why bother, huh?
Because the money for the Kickstarter was basically going to be used for mastering it and like printing CDs. Like even if I didn't get the money from the Kickstarter, I would have just released it as a download rather than making any CDs.
Oh, I see. Right.
But I kind of thought I would do the Kickstarter just so if people wanted a physical, because like people say that CDs aren't really a thing anymore, but like I sell a lot more CDs than I like get downloads because I think people like having a physical thing to get.
No, it's there. It's sort of like radio. When television comes, they say radio's going to disappear. Well, radio's still here, So like CDs will probably still be here in some form. So how about for marketing though, and getting the word out? Now, is there something different you would have done?
Like I think I could have been a bit more consistent with updating things, because like in terms of the Facebook group and the Twitter and stuff, I think I put like I was like, since I did the Kickstarter, I've been using Twitter a lot more to do things, but like at that point I wasn't really using it, so I kind of put up one tweet.
Oh, I see.
When I first launched it, and then maybe like a few days before it finished, I put up another one. Like I should have been putting one out every couple of days and stuff. But and with the Facebook event and everything on Facebook, just kind of doing that a bit more regularly and basically just be a bit more disciplined. I mean, like at the time I was doing it, I was also very busy with other things. I was still,
you're an artiste, who?
Well, this was university work, so it was kind of it was kind of doing that and then coming home and then having to do all this marketing stuff. Like I think if I hadn't been at university, like if I was doing it now, I could be a bit more regular with updates and things.
Oh, that's cool. Now, as far as what was it? Oh, I had a question in mind. That's why I have to interrupt people, or I'm going to lose the thought. But it is so. It sounds like that. How much that do you feel that you got from your backers were from your list versus just being on Kickstarter or whatever, that people came out of nowhere? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like the majority of backers are obviously people who followed me and. Like,
I see.
But like, I'd say about a third of the backers were just people who just found the project, which is kind of like, I mean, it's a testament, because because Kickstarter is very good at like when you're doing it was my first Kickstarter project, but like they're very good at like they have like lots of FAQs that when you're uploading a video they like have a separate page for like good guidelines and things. Like they basically said like the key to it is a good like pitch video. Like if you can do a good pitch video and like basically win people, like basically it was like, imagine people who've never heard of you before, who've never seen your YouTube, and just like condense all of that into a 2-minute video. So like I think with those pointers in mind, it was very easy to come up with something that I had a good feeling about that would work.
Well, your video is very charming. I mean, You obviously didn't hire, somebody from Hollywood to come out and do it for you,
Yeah.
But that's the charm. But that's the charm of it, and I think it makes it very authentic, and very, very real, and not having to spend a lot of money. Yeah. So now to find you, the best way to find you is on the YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/David Devereaux Music, right?
Yes.
And that's David Devereux Music, right?
Yes, that's what I was
Well, good for you, David, and thanks for getting out there and sharing your wonderful music with us. And everybody should go to the YouTube channel to listen to it now. Nice, smooth jazz you do. I love it. Very nice. This is like old guys' music. Yeah.
I wouldn't call it that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's very hip. And thank you for being there and doing this work and sharing it with everybody.
No, thank you for having me.
Take care, David.
Yes, thank you very much.